Yeah, it is that time again. Had a bit of a squall earlier, not too bad right now. Oh, by the way, Gong Hei Fat Choi. No, I don't want fries with that. It's happy Lunar New Year. Gong Hei Fat Choi. Cantonese. Yeah, Happy New Year. All right. Hey, welcome to Season 6, Episode 2. Episode 2 of Season 6 here in 2025. We are brought to you by, fueled by Gales Gas Bars Limited, also supported by Sandra's Home Healthcare and Verge Insurance and Ace Alignment, as well as Mac Outpost. We are managed, organized, produced by WeStream, Canada's premier streaming service, and as per usual, we are here in the beautiful Fiddler's Poorhouse at 149 St. Paul Street, St. Catharines. So, as Season 6, Episode 2 of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry gets underway, we're going to get in where it's just a little bit toastier. Ooh, it's nice and warm in here. Come on in and join us for a pint or a fry or something for lunch, because we're right in the middle of your lunch hour number 1 here. We've got a number of things going on in and around Niagara. There's a local Beamsville artist that is participating in a contest that is happening all across the country. So we're going to be chatting with her before the hour is out. Also, there's a young man who's a local musical artist out of Port Dalhousie that is making a bit of a splash. 5440 is going to be performing. Band's been around a long time from the west coast of our country, the West Coast Band. 5440, the guitarist, is going to be joining us as the program continues as well. So we have a lot going on. Stick around and we'll be back here to tell you more about it in about 30 seconds, all right? And hello, and again, welcome to Season 6, Episode 2 of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. I got some stuff to play you. We have our first guest waiting in the wings, so we're not going to keep her waiting too long here, but I think I want, because I said in Cantonese, Gong Hei Fat Choi, which is Happy New Year, thoughts be with you, etc., in Cantonese. Then we got this in Mandarin.
恭喜发财.
Okay, there's that. And then there's this in Cantonese. Again,
新年快乐.
That's a different thing. And Mandarin, okay.
新年好.
Okay. So, anyway, for all of our Asian communities, regardless of which language or which dialect you speak, we wish you a very, very happy year of the snake, which is where we are right now. It's not a fun sounding year. It's not like Year of the Horse or Year of the Dragon, Year of the Snake. But don't let that put you off. It doesn't mean it's going to be a bad year. It's just the animals go in cycles. What are you going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. And again, this is the beginning of the Lunar New Year as our Asian communities celebrate around the globe, and my goodness, there are a lot of things going on around the globe. One of those things, we don't want to keep this guest waiting any longer. Kim Collins is an artist out of Beamsville. She is participating in a really interesting contest that we didn't really know anything about ourselves until we saw this post about Kim, and it's Pabst Blue Ribbon is a beer. I know, and they're doing a 2025. Let me call it up here so I know exactly what I'm talking about here. A 2025 beer can competition, right there, and that's the entry that Kim has in for the contest. Kim, hi, how are you? Can you hear us okay?
Hi, Lee. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, darling?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, you're welcome. We've got a bit of a lag time in the audio or whatever, but that's okay. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been producing some pretty cool artwork for quite some time. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so right out of school, I sort of started working for a bike distributor, and I've been working in the bike industry designing bike graphics for Canadian retail now for close to 2 decades. So it's been a really fun ride.
How does somebody spend 20 years doing bicycle graphics? Who would have thought that's even a thing?
I know. It's just sort of like it's who you know, and it's very niche, and I'm just it's been really fun. Yeah, I've had worked with a lot of great people over the years.
What is it about bicycles that got you, or did you just sort of fall into it by accident?
Yeah, I did. I started, it was a friend of a friend. I needed, you do your sort of co-op kind of
right.
work placement during school, and you have to get those hours.
Yeah.
And so I just sort of learned by working in a distributor.
It's crazy. All right, so now talk to us about this competition. How did you even find out that this Pabst competition, this Pabst beer can thing, was happening?
It just sort of showed up on my social feed. I don't know if it's the algorithm. I don't really follow a lot of beer things, but you never know.
Okay.
I just thought it was such a great opportunity.
And where did your concept come from? Obviously the bicycle thing, but where did the hair thing come from?
Yeah, definitely the bicycle things. I like to start all my projects with some good research, and I didn't know much about Pabst, so I went onto their website, and they've got a nice timeline that there was some key things that stuck out for me. Mm-hmm. 1920 Prohibition, they made cheese instead of beer. I'm a big fan
They made
of cheese.
cheese?
So they made cheese, yes.
Okay.
So thought that was pretty interesting. So then in 1985, they stopped advertising, and I thought that was okay. That's something. And then the next point on the timeline was in 2002. They mentioned that part of their big success was the Bike Messenger, who were really drawn to the brand because of the lack of advertising. Okay. So I thought, okay, this is there's something here. Let's salute the Bike Messenger.
Okay.
So that's where the concepts came from.
Right. And how about the hair part of it?
So you have two choices on your lawnmower, right? You have the turtle and you have the rabbit. And who do you want delivering your cheese? Well, you want the rabbit.
Okay, that's awesome. So now, how does the contest? Yeah. How does the contest? As I understand it, you've made it to the top 10. You're in the top 10 finalists for this competition, right?
Yeah, I can't believe that, to be honest. So right now we're going to be there's a few more weeks of public voting, and then it's up to Pabst Canada to take, the votes and sort of decide eventually. So okay. Public vote, and then it's up to Pabst Canada.
So, and Kevin has a graphic up on the screen right now. So you can go to this site, and it's like pabstblueribbon.ca, right there where Kevin's looking at it, pabstblueribbon.ca, because I'm looking at it on my screen as well. And then this screen that we're looking at right now comes up, and you pick your province and et cetera, and then the top 10 designs, including yours, are there, and we can all vote on this, right, to help put you over the top?
Yes. Yeah, you vote, and then, like I said, like Pabst, they're going to take it into consideration. It's not the absolute deciding factor, but they're polling to see what's popular, right?
Okay.
So it's nice that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you finish.
No, I was just going to say it's really nice to have the public being able to participate in something like this.
I think it's cool that they've done this. I mean, it's quite an initiative for a company in these days when profit margins are tight and all that stuff, for them to come up with this sort of thing. So the 2025 Art Can Contest. So then whichever winning design is ultimately chosen, and we hope that it is yours, this is going to be this is going to be the design for all of their cans. For how long? Like forever?
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the year. This is their 10th anniversary, so they had a can contest last year.
Okay.
I think the illustrator, he was from Toronto, who won.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a wonderful opportunity.
And what does the winning artist get? What are you competing for?
Well, there's some prize money, which is fantastic. And then it's just basically, I don't want to call it street credit, but it's just a wonderful opportunity, a nice portfolio piece, bragging rights, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to put on your resume, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
What is the time frame now? When do we know who won this thing?
I believe they're announcing so after the 14th, that's the end of the voting. So it's the following week, I believe.
Okay.
They will be announcing, yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a couple of weeks, two and a half weeks or so before we find out.
Yeah, lots of voting time.
Okay. pabstblueribbon.ca. Go on there and vote for Kim. You'll see 10 cans on that website, and just go in there and vote for Kim. I don't know how many times we can vote, or whether we can just keep going in and doing it, or whether they only allow one vote for email. I have no idea. But that is so neat. We wish you all the best in the world, and I hope we'll be talking to you again soon after you win the can.
Oh, thanks so much. And I just want to thank Pabst Canada, and check out everyone else's art. Go on their Instagrams.
Yeah.
Buy art. It's, follow along and see what we're up to.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's sort of like if one artist wins, all artists win. The world of the arts is a challenged one these days.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Kim. Kim Collins, ladies and gentlemen, from Beamsville.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much, and good luck to you. That's pretty cool. Some of these other cans are neat as well, but I love the hair thing. Kevin, you sent me something, and I don't know. I know we have the odd technical challenge today, but I don't know if you can bring that up or not. But you sent me something on a direct message earlier today, which was a little snippet of a video of her can.
Yeah, I think this is it here.
Okay.
Or something similar, but there's her can design, and
yeah.
It just keeps rotating there.
Right.
Very cool. You know what? I think she's not to draw the tortoise in the hare, but I think she might be leading the pack. Just because of all the historical elements that she drew into the design.
Yeah, the cheese and the hare and the tortoise and the...
Yeah, it really speaks to PBR's tradition, and I think that... now, I know there's a fan vote and stuff like that, but...
Yeah.
But I like that, because you saw some of the other designs, and while they're cool, I don't know how much they speak to PBR, where it looks like that Kim's done all of her research. So, right here in Niagara, Kim Collins from Beamsville. Go, Kim.
That is pretty neat. Now, you sent me this thing. I don't know if I can...
It's bear o'clock.
That was loud. Where was that coming from? Was I playing that over the Fiddler's Poorhouse system?
Well, yeah, that was just coming out your computer speakers and right into your mic.
Wow, that was loud. Let's let's do that again.
It's bear o'clock. I got the key to some time. Around whiskey 30, I'll be there tonight.
There you go. It's hair o'clock. Okay. Wow, that kind of caught me by surprise. It was so loud. Okay. Also coming up on the program today is Dave Genn. He is a guitarist who replaced the original guitarist for a band that I'm sure you're familiar with, 5440. They got a show coming up on Sunday, February the 2nd, this coming Sunday at the Performing Arts Center in St. Catharines, and he's going to be joining us. I think they're down south somewhere right now, but anyway, Dave Genn's coming up at about 12:45 to chat about things to do with 5440 and a concert that is almost sold out, as we were doing a little bit of investigations earlier at the Performing Arts Center this weekend. And following up on the music theme, 17-year-old lad Lucas Mason, originating from Port Dalhousie, has quite a story. His career has sort of taken off since he performed on stage in sort of an ad hoc venue with another artist who was doing a show, and we'll hear his story. Lucas Mason is coming around at about 1:10. And then I think we're going to, will we be featuring Lucas, Kevin, at 1:30 to play us off the stage?
Yeah, Lucas kind of went viral. Last summer he was at the ACC or Scotiabank, whatever it's called, the
Right.
Zach Bryan concert.
Zach Bryant, yeah.
And was up on stage. So I want to play that clip of him singing, is it Going South? Something like that. Heading South. Heading
Yeah.
South, I think is the, and he wrote that on a t-shirt, and it's a crazy cool story, and it has kind of kick-started this 17-year-old's country music career.
And I want to take a minute out while we have a moment to once again thank our sponsors of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. That would be me. Gales Gas Bars fueling this program as our headline sponsor for now into season 6. And they even joined us before we called them seasons. We didn't even know we were going to go past season 1 or season 1/2 for that matter. But the chips have fallen in line, and it's been a pretty darn good run for the program with 2.15 plus million views in 2024. And Gales Gas Bars has been with us, supporting us, and loyal all steps of the way. So thank you very, very much, Jessica Friesen and everybody at Gales. Family owned and operated for 55 plus years, 11 service stations, full serve and self-serve, 4 convenience stores, and a never-ending supporter of all things Niagara, which is what makes them a perfect fit for this program. Also, Sandra's Home Health Care. Sandra is just, she's a very special person. Her home health care has been the Niagara region's choice for home health care for over 20 years now. With a strong commitment to compassionate care, they take immense pride in providing clients with dignified support services that enable them to remain in the comfort of their own homes. And boy, if you have an older family member, or are one yourself for that matter, you know how important it is to stay in your own surroundings, and boy, they do everything they possibly can to make that an experience that is positive. 24/7 healthcare if necessary. They just do what it takes to match their people with their clients, and they just do it. Setting the bar, I think, for home health care here in Niagara. Verge Insurance, thank you to Mark Shirk, Blake, and the whole gang over there for auto, home, business, life. They've been in business since 1953 here in the Garden City in Niagara. And for any and all of those needs, they will sort out and seek out whatever you need at what you can afford, and make sure that you're protected. And I don't think that we've been having more insurance conversations in a long, long time than we've had over the last couple of months after what's been going on in California, and you realize how much we depend on our insurance coverages to make sure that our homes and our family are protected. Godspeed to those folks down there. I don't know how they're doing it. Very different system than it is here in Canada, and we're happy that it is, and that's another reason why we're not going to be the 52nd state, or 51st, or 50 anything for that matter. Did I actually slip that in? Okay, also, ace alignment, the mouth that roared, I like to call them, very small operation, but man, are they big on automotive care, wheel alignments and brakes and suspensions and just about anything that you might need for any and all of your automotive needs. Run North Street here in St. Catharines, just off Geneva, behind the police station. Darren Miller, the head mechanic, Matt Crompton, the senior mechanic. Those are the two guys that know anything and everything about cars, and it doesn't matter what kind of car or automotive need you have. They can look after you. Janice Purdy and her crew at Ace Alignment, always thank you for your support. And our most recent sponsor to come on board, man, this is a place you need to remember. If you are at all Apple connected, be it iPhone, be it Macs, like what I'm dealing with right here, and iPhones, and WeStream, as a matter of fact, technology is based pretty much on all Apple products for everything. Apple. Mac Outpost is the place. Sean, the owner, Derek, the head tech there, man, they're good at what they do, and they know everything there is to know about Apple products. Not just the hardware, but the software and how it works and how it's put together, and how the whole thing syncs up, and it's mind-boggling, the depth of information that you can get from these guys. They are located in St. Catharines on Lake Street, right across from Don's Lighting in the Dollar Tree Plaza there, Tim Hortons Plaza, you know, north end of St. Catharines. Mac Outpost, we're just so pleased to have them on board here, because they've helped both myself and Kevin and his partner Brandon Scram and WeStream out, and great guys, great knowledge. You will never find a better depth of knowledge on any product anywhere than these guys with when it comes to Apple. Kevin Jack, ladies and gentlemen, you saw him on the screen a moment ago. WeStream has been busy. You did a thing I saw the other day. It popped up on Niagara 411. It was the Niagara Sports Wall of Fame induction ceremonies. That was one of the most recent things you did, right?
Yeah, Sunday we were live there from the Gale Center in their community room, as I think there were 5 inductees in the 2024 class. So a nice induction ceremony there, 3 individuals and 2 teams. So congratulations to everybody. I'll see if I can pull it up here and give you a little hint. But,
yeah, I thought, as a matter of fact, I was looking back at my notes here, and a couple of days ago I put a link on my screen here so I could pop up, because I had the names of the folks that were inducted to the Niagara Sports Wall of Fame, and for some reason I'm such a technically astute person.
Oh gosh, I believe it was...
I've lost it somewhere.
Shelley Gauthier was one of them. She's just an absolute world-class Paralympian.
Right.
There was also, Piper Gilliam.
Yes. Okay, I remember the name.
Not just was an incredible soccer player, an accomplished soccer player, but then, has spent much of her adult life giving back to the soccer community and volunteering, so recognized for that. And also Tim Topper was inducted as a builder, the 1983 U13 soccer team.
Right.
So, of course, a bunch of those guys. Okay, if you're 12 years old in 1983, all right, do the math. And, yeah, we had a couple of retirees up there on stage being inducted into the Wall of Fame. And then another team, the 2001 Midget AAA hockey team that won the OMHAs. They won the OMHAs, the All-Ontarios that year. And a personal friend on there, Steve Lazic. So got to see him. So congratulations to Laz and all of his teammates from yesteryear. And, of course, an opportunity for them to get back together. They get back together. A lot of the time, the teams, they all come back for the ceremony.
Yeah.
And they're spread in different parts of the world. And here, Lee, let's see if we can...
And you know what I think? These, whatever these induction ceremonies are, be they professional sports halls of fame or minor sports halls of fame or something like this...
their eyes and their necks, because there's too much time in front of the screens.
Yeah, Mayor Diodati.
Yeah, Mayor Diodati giving an introductory address.
He's everywhere, eh?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He loves his job, doesn't he?
So, yeah, I mean,
What I was going to say, though, is what is cool about it is, yes, it's nice for them to be acknowledged, but it's also nice for them to be able to be reunited with people that they have known in the past and in their lives. I know that that's what it's like with me. If you ever have an opportunity to hook up with people that have shared experiences, it means a lot as time goes by.
Absolutely. So there's Piper.
Of practice and the coaches who have pushed you is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. And I'd be remiss if I did not end with Christine Sinclair's, "My love for this game is what keeps me going." Thank you.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Yeah, so it's quite
Congratulations to all those. So it's pretty well attended.
And the only thing that I will point out, Lee, if people are watching now, is that there are other cities, including the city we live in right here in St. Catharines, Welland, and other cities around the other municipalities across Niagara that also have Sports Wall of Fame. And for whatever reason, they do not broadcast it, they do not live stream it, and I'm not really sure why, but get in touch with WeStream. At one point, you will make the decision that, you know what, these events need to be live streamed for friends and family around the world.
Yeah.
And not only that, for somebody like Piper right now, who got to go up and give her acceptance speech, and now she has that recorded, available, click on her phone.
Archived forever.
Yeah, for the rest of her life. So,
yeah. And that's the one thing that I guess WeStream is still as successful as you guys have been, and kudos for your success, by the way, but as successful as you've been, it is still a concept that is, I guess, still a work in progress with a lot of organizations, so that they understand really the impact of what some of these things can do. Like that organization right now that you're looking at on the screen, that's maybe a couple hundred people, which is great. I mean, it's wonderful that those couple hundred people or 100 people or whatever it is showed up. But the point is, this event was actually reached by thousands of people, not those that were in the room.
14,000 views.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
so that event that was thrown by the city of Niagara Falls in their Sports Wall of Fame had a couple of hundred people in the room, but reached another 14,000 plus people, and it won't stop there. It'll continue to be viewed over the course of time, which means that's the value that you get from streaming your event.
And there you go. They're the soccer guys just leaving the stage here.
And they'll have a chance to look back on that forever as well. It'll be archived in their own files.
I got over 17,000 views on this right now. But of course, it's also for friends and family that couldn't be there. Some of these teammates, for example, on the soccer team, couldn't attend the ceremony in person, so they got to watch along. And you know, you talk about other reasons and human reasons. One of the counselors, Wayne Campbell, for the city of Niagara Falls, is undergoing some pretty significant health issues right now, so he couldn't attend in person as he would have loved to. And we all gave him a great hello, and he was able to, in live time, text back to Mayor Jim and say, hey, thanks so much for that, guys. So it checked so many boxes, but I mean, if nothing else, just the recording and the archive of it. So give WeStream a call, and if you are involved or you know anybody that's being inducted and they are not going to be live streaming their ceremony, tell them that they should.
And
you
can
you should be doing this.
You can tell just by watching this program that the quality of the product is certainly second to none, and I mean that second to what be it CNN or Fox or NBC or CBS or CBC, any of them. Second to none is the product quality there. So good job, WeStream, once again. Always nice to see you out there on behalf of our community. And something that we wanted to touch on, I wanted to touch on anyway, is the things that were coming through on Niagara 411 and elsewhere. Hi to Nick, by the way. Always doing a great job maintaining a labor of love of one guy. I don't know when you sleep, but Nick at Niagara 411, thank you for your partnership with us, as well as helping out Niagara communicate with itself. And one of the things, well, a couple of different ones actually, there were some phone scams and other terrible things that people are trying to do to other folks out there to get their money or take advantage of them or whatever. So there's the parking lot phone scam. Somebody approached someone and said, I'm all out of money, my wallet was stolen, et cetera, et cetera. If you give me cash, I'll give you this phone in response for it because I need cash. And 9 times out of 10, the phone that they give you either doesn't work or it's a box with there's nothing inside it. And these people are very good at pulling people's heartstrings and telling stories and weaving tales of woe. So it's unfortunate these days that in our society we cannot really trust our fellow man, but I would suggest that you just not do that. Just had a white male. There's the post that I was talking about. Early 40s, Ukrainian accent. Can people identify a Ukrainian accent?
That dominated a lot of the comments.
I wondered about that guy. How do you know it's Ukrainian? Could be Russian, could be Czech, could be... really? Anyway, whatever. And Nick said, received a few reports of this exact scam over the past week. They're fake or there's nothing in the box. If it happens to you, try and get a license plate number. And this dude apparently... what did your partner put up there? Brandon was that Brandon Scram that put something up there?
He just loves...
he said that for fun, right? Samsung phone would have got a good photo. And here is an Apple guy.
I know, but he loves his Androids for that. But here people have said, Walmart and Wells.
Sorry, Brandon, I had to out you on that one.
The one person pointed out that they came up to me and claimed that they had no gas, but then they continued to circle the parking lot.
Yeah.
Here they are circling the parking lot, but have no gas.
And the guy that walked up, the original guy that we saw in the post here, when the person took out their phone and said, see, I already have a phone, he got into his Mercedes and drove away. So it's not like they really needed the money.
Yeah, here's somebody saying had this exact same scenario at the casino on Monday.
Right.
So it's all over the region.
Yeah. And what is going on? I sound like Seinfeld now. And what is it with these jewelry stores? What's going on with this? All over Ontario this is happening. The Penn Centre was shut down again. This is like the second or third time they've evacuated the Penn because of people doing smash and grabs at jewelry stores. Like, oh my God. And I actually heard a story that was sad and funny all at the same time. One of the last times that the Penn Centre was closed because it was a smash and grab at a jewelry store, and a number of the patrons, before they were evacuated, are asked to leave. People can't be evacuated. Only buildings can be evacuated. This is the grammatical thing. Anyway, one of the guys was chasing one of these thieves and ran smack dab into a pillar in the middle of the mall.
Yeah, I'll get that video up here in a second.
Oh, no. And hurt himself badly. And again, sad but true, and sad but also, if you believe in your home video kind of humor, somebody runs themselves into a pillar, you're going to get a bit of a giggle out of that. But anyway, he didn't die, so that's good.
Yeah,
but
let's take a look here, Lee. Oh, whoops.
Here we are.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. There's one of the robbery suspects. Suspect to identify number 1. There's this dude right there. And there's a video of these people. They just run through, they smash and grab. A real example of what we used to call smash and grabs. They're actually doing this stuff. And I don't know, do they case the place out? Are they actually grabbing anything of value? I don't know.
Well, it's jewelry. I think the reason why
there's jewelry and then there's jewelry, right?
I think the reason why they go to the malls is because there's no door security, right? It's just open.
Well, no,
there's mall security, but a lot of the jewelry stores that you go to now, Lee, those front doors are locked, and you get buzzed in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You get buzzed in. They kind of check you out. So, hey, hold on a second. 4 guys with balaclavas holding hammers.
Oh, wait a minute. They might not be legitimate customers, you think?
Right, but in the mall, I mean, anybody's going to let
but this is happening,
these dorks in, right?
But this is happening not just here. I was listening to a news radio station the other day, and just shortly after this had taken place at the Penn, and the Oshawa Centre was experiencing the same thing in Oshawa, Ontario. And these things it's happening in Kitchener. It's a thing. It's a trend. I don't know whether it's just that they're copycats because somebody said, "Oh, well, there's a good idea. Let's try what these other dudes are doing and smash and grab at our local mall," or whether there is an actual group of these people traveling around from city to city to city doing the same thing. And of course, thinking back to TV vernacular, how do they? Here's my cool talk. How do they fence this stuff?
Oh yeah.
What do they do with it? How do they get rid of it? Is somebody melting it down? It's just, you're not going to just go down to, like, who wants to buy a ring on Main Street? What are they doing with this stuff, and how much are they actually getting away with? I'd be interested to know some of those numbers, but probably law enforcement will not divulge those because that's part of the investigation that they're involved with. But anyway, there you go.
So this pickup truck here, Lee, I mean, shortly after, I think it was the next day after the Penn Center smash and grab,
right?
They hit Grimsby.
Yeah, see,
Harmony Jewelries on Main Street on January 18th.
Now, this wouldn't have been in a mall. This would have been a standalone store, right?
I would think so, yeah. So now,
so in this case, there actually would have been an entrance and an exit.
I think so, yeah. But doesn't it suck when we have to live our lives assuming that everybody's a criminal?
Yeah.
So you hear what they say, the suspect vehicle, and then they found it parked in Hamilton. So they found the vehicle, but no signs of the assailants. I guess.
I remember there used to be a lot of very successful standalone bricks and mortar jewelry stores in Niagara, St. Catharines in particular, that I'm familiar with, but. And you would just be able to go and walk in the door and browse around, look at the watches or the rings or the necklaces or whatever trinkets they had on the shelves or ornaments or whatever for sale. You just walk in and shop. But now there are many of those that are still around, but you've got to ring yourself in, or you've got to, they're locked until the proprietor lets you walk through the door. And I suppose that's a very safe thing to do for your employees as well as the stock of whatever jewelry you have on hand. But, man,
now,
the
Lee,
things we have to deal with. Yes,
I want to pull
Kevin.
up this video again, but
Okay.
I want you to answer the question.
Me?
Yeah, whether or not you would intervene. Because, it's right next to the food court.
All right.
And
You mean, would I try to stop something that was
yeah,
happening?
when those guys
Yes, I would.
were smashing and grabbing.
If I had enough time to think about it, I would. Oftentimes, people are frozen when you're witnessing something. You're frozen in place for a minute because you're trying to process what's going on. So you might not automatically react. But I would like to think that I would attempt to stop. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy. I can hold my own. Yes, I would like to think that I would try to stop these people, but I don't know for sure. I haven't been in that situation. I could be wrong.
I know. I want to pretend that I would too, especially when they were just, you take a look at them and go, okay, they got hammers, but you don't know what their next weapon is.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I would just hate to get involved and all of a sudden it escalates when they pull a gun out of their pocket.
Yeah, and you end up with a claw hammer in your head or something. Yeah, I know.
I mean, even that guy that tried to help that smashed himself into the pole.
Yeah. And then and law enforcement would tell you don't get involved. They would automatically tell you do not get involved. And there are employees in federal and provincial retail operations like LCBOs and places like that, and banks. Chartered banks, their employees are always told, do not attempt to stop a robbery. Just do what they tell you to do, and we'll worry about it later. And that's probably the wisest course of action. If you're a convenience store clerk, if you're a gas station clerk, if you're a jewelry store retail salesperson or anything like that, or a bank employee, they just tell you, just let them go. Let them get away with it. Let them do the thing, and then we'll mop up afterward, and we'll let law enforcement deal with it after. And that's probably the safest course of action.
Yeah, I mean, here's some of these clowns coming in right now.
Yeah. Look at that. I
don't know what entrance that is.
I was going to say that's That's obviously an entryway. See, because on the wall by that guy's elbow that you had up there just a second ago is one of those automatic door opener things. So they're in a vestibule from an outdoor door to an inner door to allow them into the business. So this is a specific entrance to a specific store, wherever that is.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Because then they got to get back out.
Yeah,
So-
I'm trying to get the. I'm trying to get the videos up if I can, because there's a really good one that shows the. I mean, look at these. The pictures that the police released. Just. I mean, there they are. We all recognize that. That's the Penn Center, probably walking towards the food court.
Yeah. Now, by this time, I'm wondering if the Penn had been evacuated. Because when they were walking down that shot that you showed them walking down that corridor, there was nobody else in the picture but them. So maybe that was a security camera from after they had evacuated the building.
I don't know. Just crazy times, Lee.
Yes, indeed. Did you see, speaking of crazy times, and I know this is not Niagara, but I just had to go, oh my God, we are in for a 4-year ride, ladies and gentlemen, like you have never seen before with the politics that's happening around the world. It was announced today that Google Maps is actually going to change the label on their maps from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. They are. They're going to, Google Maps is actually going to do that.
Now, I believe just for American users.
My flabber was gasted. I couldn't believe it.
I think that's what it's for, Lee, just for American users.
Now, the president of Mexico, she said, we're not going to recognize that. That's okay. Let them have their fun. That's okay. But an organization that is as powerful and as wealthy as Google does this. Wow. Wow. We're in for some fun, aren't we? We got an election coming up. It was announced now that, so we've got people all around Niagara that are worrying about whether they're going to be still an MPP after February the 17th, I think is when the election is. Here in Ontario now. Ooh, goody, we're going to get a chance to go out in that cold February weather and go voting. Awesome. Oh, man. Canada, get the Canada's not for sale hat. Wow, there's a lot going on now, boy.
Let's say kudos for him, for getting that one together so quickly.
Hey, the people I feel good about are the people that designed the hat. God bless them. They've got themselves a whole nice retirement fund there. It's an annuity for the Canada is not for sale hats. And you know what? I was reading a cool article, Kevin, about these people are kind of local compared to where other folks are, but they said, you have no idea how hard it is to actually get a product fully produced from beginning to end in Canada. So you talk about trade, and you talk about tariffs, and you talk about local economies, and you talk about national economies and provincial and international, etc. And these people who came up with this design, who obviously are in Canada, so now they're trying to figure out how they can meet the demand and produce these hats. But they're saying it's so hard to get things produced in Canada. So there are pieces and parts of the hat, I think, that are produced in Vietnam or wherever the hell it is. It just goes to show you that we do live in a global economy. We can't be isolationist. We can't just close the doors and stay inside until it's all over. We have to interact with our fellow humans around the world and just all survive and not just survive, but be successful and be profitable and be prolific with what we do.
Yeah, and I think this is Premier Ford in Windsor this morning, where he officially called for an election. It said that he was going to do it on Wednesday, and I believe Yeah, that looks like a cold, blustery morning.
Man, yeah.
On the shores of the St. Clair River right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
That is probably the Ambassador Bridge in the background. I used to live in Sarnia for a while, many years ago, and have crossed the Ambassador Bridge between Windsor and Detroit, and I believe that's what he's standing under. Unless it happens to be the blue. No, wouldn't be the Blue Water Bridge. It would have to be the Ambassador Bridge.
Well, it might be that Gordie Howe one.
Oh, well, they didn't rename the Ambassador, did they? Or
No, they built another one.
They built another one, and that's the Gordie.
That's the Gordie Howe.
It could be the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Built faster. All of this will require unplanned action with long-term consequences.
Blah, blah, blah.
Which-
Stronger
Yeah, sure.
Election.
Yeah. Well, everybody takes what politicians say these days with a grain of salt, and so we should. Politicians have their own agendas. Sometimes they include our goals and wishes and hopes. Sometimes they don't. But regardless, as I mentioned, it's going to be a fun ride. So buckle up, hang on to your hats, your bow chapeaus, and here we go. I guess we haven't heard from our 5440 guitarist yet, Kevin.
Yeah, probably a little early in the day for a rock and roller. Even guys that have been around for 40 years.
Yeah.
But they're playing a show on Sunday, 7:30 at night at the Performing Arts Center. But like you mentioned, we went and took a look, and there's only single seats available.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're still alive and well, the 5440 fans down here in Niagara. So
Yeah.
I was on 5440 until this point, until they didn't show up on our show.
Exactly.
Now I will hate them forever.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah, the other way around. I always mix that one up.
Did I get it wrong?
Yeah, you always get that one wrong. I get it
Fool
wrong
me
too.
once, shame. Oh yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Is that it? Whatever. Well, shame on somebody.
Exactly. What story do you want to go to, Lee? Because there's some bad stuff. There's some funny stuff.
Well, I don't like to end with bad stuff, so why don't we go to the bad stuff first so that we can lighten it up afterward? How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds okay. This one here was really freaky because it comes from just like North End St. Catharines, and not a big deal was made of this at the time, but I thought it's significant where they stole a car at gunpoint. Like that's freaky stuff. Like, stole a car from your driveway, you left it running, it was warming up. Maybe they hit a dealership overnight.
What is it with Roehampton?
Well,
We did a story a couple of weeks ago about someone that was injured seriously.
oh, here we go. Pointed a knife at her.
Okay, so investigation revealed that an adult female had just had her car stolen and that a male had pointed a knife. A lot of people carrying knives. I guess maybe it's less intrusive or less easier to get than a gun? I don't know. But why do you need to be armed? Pointed a knife at her, demanded her to hand over the keys to the vehicle, the male suspect, and a female suspect standing nearby, then fled the area in the car. 2012 gray Hyundai. 18 to 25 years old, 5'10", wearing a black coat. See, these are the people, I wouldn't want to engage somebody holding a knife. Really, I'm not that brave. But these are the people that I just want to smack. 18 to 25 years old, you're barely grown. You barely started your life. You're supposed to be out there trying to make something of your future, and you're doing this crap. I mean, somebody smack this kid. And to me, he's a kid.
No, you're straight up, man.
Just smack him.
Yeah, see if there's any gold.
And then
in the
another
comments.
female, 18 to 25 years old. Smack you. What are you idiots?
Yeah, not a whole lot of people saying much.
No.
Notices
Oh,
the
what is it to
vehicles.
say? What?
I don't know.
There was a... And you
Now,
never...
the thing is, if you're in a car
Today-
and a guy approaches you with a knife, I need more details on this one, Lee,
Yeah.
because my car is stronger than your knife.
Right.
Right? Like, at what point would you just step on the gas pedal? Like, a knife isn't going to puncture a window.
But how vulnerable was this woman at the time? I mean,
Exactly. There's extenuating
because
circumstances.
there's
here.
shock and fear and...
Yeah, was she approached while she was still getting in the car? The
Yeah.
door was open.
It's hard. It's really hard. Like we were talking earlier about
Okay, there you go. Pointed a knife at her and demanded her to hand over the keys to the vehicle.
But where was she?
Yeah, so she might have been outside of the vehicle. She might have been returning to the car, going to the car.
Yeah.
In which case, yeah, I'm probably handing over the keys.
Yeah.
If I'm already in my car, I'm probably going to run you over. So.
Right. And again, as we were talking about back when we were talking about the jewelry store thing, is often people will say things, well, if that were me, I would have. You know what? You really don't know what you would have done under any circumstance until you're in that circumstance. Would you pursue? Would you not? Would you run away? Would you just kind of turtle until it was over? Would you give them the keys? Would you not give them the keys? Would you? It's you do not know when you're in a situation like that, and you can't judge anybody's actions. You can't say, oh, well, they were kind of cowardly, or you can't do that because you do not know until you're there, until you're experiencing this, until you are in that grip of the moment. You have no idea what you'd do. You know what you'd like to do, you'd like to think you would do, but that doesn't mean that's what you would do. And people face these things all of the time when they have been in combat, in various wars or whatever. You'd like to think you're a courageous person and would do the right thing, but you don't know. You just don't know until you're there. And God bless you. Hopefully you never are there. Hopefully none of us there, but as they say there, but for the grace of God go us, that we have hopefully never to have to put up with that kind of a thing.
And unfortunately, all that we have to go on in a lot of these cases are movies. And, the movies, the actors are always so brave.
Oh, we're always brave, yeah.
Scripted people. And you sit there and wonder, oh my gosh, look at him. He's got the barrel of a gun pointed right at him. He's not even moving. He's not even shaking.
There was an actor many years ago who was also a war hero, and he said, frankly, heroes were just cowards who were too afraid to run. There's probably something to be said for that. You were talking about the car. There was also, I think I read it this morning on Niagara 411. There was a report of what was reported as a vehicle fire on a police parking lot, the police station on Stanley Avenue in Niagara Falls.
Really, I didn't see that.
I just went over it
here we go.
In passing, the fact that there was in the lot. Possible vehicle fire in the OPP detachment parking lot. Yeah, 420 in Stanley Avenue in Niagara Falls. Like, what?
Garbage smoking underneath the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Not a big deal.
All right.
Now, this one, Lee, I thought was a big deal because this almost sounds out of the movies. Where they, and just so you know, we do have Lucas Mason. He's in the green room there, and we'll get to him in just a second.
Cool, yeah. Cool. Female arrested and charged criminally after the stolen vehicle she was driving was stopped with the deployment of a tire deflation device, those spike belts, on Sunday at approximately 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the town of Grimsby.
Yeah, spike belts? I thought that was only like, Baywatch and video games.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds movies.
Yeah, you drop a spike belt. So, look what happened. They did.
A member of Burlington OPP from the Niagara Detachment on general patrol in the area of Windward and Grimsby, when a stolen white Subaru Impreza was located, with the assistance of the automatic license plate recognition technology, the vehicle failed to stop for police in a parking lot, nearly striking the officer. Ooh, that's not good. The vehicle was again observed near the intersection of Hunter Road and Winston, and a spike belt deployed successfully. The stolen vehicle fled the intersection, striking another vehicle. Members of Niagara Regional Police attended the area, located the stolen vehicle with the female nearby on Princess Boulevard, where she was arrested. Now, not only is this an unusual thing to happen in the middle of the afternoon where a spike belt is used to stop a stolen vehicle, but what I find is the most unusual is the fact that it's a woman that stole the car.
Yeah, good point.
Like, that's unusual.
It is.
That's unusual, because usually the perpetrators of these things are we males of the species, the weaker sex. As
it's nice to see women out there doing something for equality, Lee.
Good for you, women. Yeah, speaking up for your gender.
We want it in all facets of life. You know, and it shouldn't just be in the workplace. It should also be in crime.
Yeah, and of course, as we've learned over the last week, there are only 2 genders. So some people will get that, some won't. Lucas Mason is a native of Port Dalhousie in Niagara, and he is a musician, he is a singer, he's a young man, and he has a heck of a story to tell, and he's joining us now. Lucas, hey, how you doing? Can you hear and see us okay?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. We have a bit of a lag in time, so just bear with us as we talk to you. So where are you right now, Lucas?
I'm in St. Catharines.
All right.
In my bedroom.
In your bedroom. Now, is that Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, or St. Catharines, St. Catharines?
Near Martindale.
Oh, okay. We're good with that. So, you've got quite an interesting story to tell. First of all, before we have you tell us the story about you showing up and performing at the concert, tell us about you and where you started getting your interest in music and entertaining and singing and stuff. Tell us about you. Who are you, really?
Okay, my name's Lucas Mason. I'm an 18-year-old singer-songwriter from St. Catharines, Ontario. I kind of started with the music journey because my mom is a music teacher, and at Carleton Elementary School. And since then, I used to play piano as a kid. My brother always played guitar, and I thought that was cooler, so I learned how to play guitar. And I've just been kind of gigging around for the last maybe 2 years. The first place I ever played was the Hard Rock Cafe in downtown Niagara Falls on Clifton Hill.
Right.
And yeah, pretty much before the whole Zach Bryan moment, the biggest crowd I ever played for was about like 50 or 60 people. So it's been a whirlwind since then. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Now, you gave us a smooth segue there, so I'll just go with it. Tell us the Zach Bryan story.
Yeah, so back in March of last year, I was going to a Zach Bryan concert, and he's like my hero as an artist. At least for my generation, a lot of the kids love listening to him. But the thing I like about him the most is like his poetic nature, and he's not trying to be very pop or anything, get on the radio. So he was always my favorite, and he kind of blew up over the last couple of years. He's selling out stadiums now. And I've seen him in a couple smaller venues, but this was the first time we were going to the Scotiabank Centre in Toronto. And I'm like, I saw this video of this kid playing guitar on stage with him, and I'm like, oh, I can probably do that. So I got a sign written up that said, can I play Heading South with You, which is like one of his most popular songs. And we got in, we were waiting in the cold. I was wearing a t-shirt, and it was like -5 degrees for like 2 hours waiting in line. We got in, and as soon as we got in, they took away my sign, and they said it was too big. So then what I did is I was wearing a white t-shirt. I took off the shirt, and I got a Sharpie, and I wrote on the shirt. I made my own sign with that since they took away the other one. And then I put on like one of his like merch shirts I bought from the merch booth. And then pretty much I just talked to people around me for like 2 hours before he started during the openers while they were all playing. I was like, hey guys, I promise I'm not terrible. Can you help me try and get up there, grab his attention? And they kind of just like flashed all their phone flashlights at me and sort of things like that to grab his attention. He let me come up there. And then after that, he actually gave me his guitar, which was like a brand new Gibson J45 Super Nice guitar.
He gave you his guitar?
Yeah, he was two. The one he was playing, he gave me it. Yeah, and brand new case.
Wow. You will treasure that for a lifetime, I'm sure. Now, one of the reasons...
Oh, 100%, yeah.
One of the reasons, as we understand the story, that they were trying to not let you up on stage or not let anybody up on stage is because he did that at a previous concert, and the fellow that came up on stage was really bad, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was like taking out his phone, reading the lyrics. The guitar was very, very sloppy. It was he was definitely doubtful to let somebody up again.
So we've seen concerts like this before, where someone comes up out of the audience, and we haven't known them like we know you. What do they do? Did they ask you what song you wanted to sing, or what song you were going to sing? How do they handle that?
Right. So he started playing the song that I wanted to sing with him. So I'm like, oh, there's my opportunity. So he started playing in that, and then he walked over to the mic that I was right in front of, and he saw me, and my sign said, "Can I play Heading South with you?" And that was the specific song. So then he said, "All right, come on up." And then he was telling everybody, if he sucks, we're going to boot him off stage and all this sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
And then I got up there, and then I just started playing that song, yeah.
And so, obviously, you didn't bring your guitar into the venue, so you used one of his guitars to play.
Yeah, that's right. He gave me the guitar he was wearing. I was playing that, and then he grabbed another guitar from his guitar stand, and he started playing that. I got the one that he was playing while I was playing. So, because the one that I was playing was his like childhood guitar that he's had since he was like 12.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, after that watershed moment, that's probably a bigger moment than anybody else could, that could be a life-changing moment forever. What is next? What are you doing? What now? Do you stay in touch with him? I have all these questions. Do you stay in touch with him? What's next for you? What can we expect? And all those questions. Fill us in on what's next.
Yeah, so the first couple weeks after were absolutely crazy. All these like record companies reaching out to me, and they're all asking me for my original music because that's what they wanted to hear. The only problem was I was 17 when it happened, and I'd never written a song in my life. So then I'm like, oh, I got to start working. So over the last 10 or 11 months now, I've just been trying my best to get better at writing and reading books on the music industry, and I've been playing a ton of live shows. That's my favorite thing to do in the world, is play live shows. We got an EP released just about 3 weeks ago, and it was like kind of a showcase of my first original stuff that I've written, but I have a lot more to come as well.
The EP is titled, I believe, Almost 18?
Yeah.
How many songs on there?
There's 4 songs on there. Yeah.
And where do we find that?
So you can grab Almost 18 on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much any streaming platform, YouTube, anything that you listen to your music through. And
what's the response been? How have the record industry people responded to that so far, or have they even had a chance yet?
It's like a little bit. Like I've had some of the people be like, hey man, like your songwriting's really good. You're doing really good for your first year, and I can see your career just going up. So just keep doing what you're doing. But they can't sign me yet until the song's like, you know, hit like 1 million streams or something like that. Right. It has to like blow up. But he said, with the trajectory that I'm on, if I keep getting better at songwriting and with my band getting better live performing, then it's just going to keep going up for me.
Now, you have a show coming up here in what, February 15th?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm opening for the James Barker Band, and that's a pretty big gig for me because the venue's massive at the community center in Niagara, like the community church center in Niagara on the Lake, and also those guys are massive. They have like all their songs have like over like 30 million streams, and they won Group of the Year at the Canadian Country Music Awards last year when I went to that in Edmonton in September.
Right.
So I'm excited for that.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you there, February 15th. We have the graphic up right now at the Central Niagara venue. That's over on York Road, just off the Queen Elizabeth Highway. That great big venue that it took them years to build, and I guess now they're trying to find things to do with it. So that should be a great show for you. Are you still in school? What about the non-musical part of your life? You getting an education? What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm in high school still. I'm in grade 12, so I'm going back to class tomorrow. We just had our exams a couple of days ago, and our second semester starts tomorrow, grade 12.
How do your school chums react to you now? Do you feel a little bit different in the hallways than you did a while back?
Oh, 100%. But the first couple weeks were definitely crazy. Everyone was always coming up to say things to me, but I feel like everybody kind of knows now, and it's kind of just like a normal thing since it's been a while, right? So everyone just kind of knows, but everyone's always asking me, hey, what's going on? And when's your next show? We want to come out, sort of things like that, right?
Lucas Mason, awesome story. And, Kevin, Jack, and I were talking a little bit earlier about the fact that sometimes all people can be created equal. You're all in a grade 12 or grade 13, or you're all in university or whatever. And it doesn't mean you're anything special until you do something special. And kudos to your dedication and your commitment to never wanting to be told no at times, which led to what happened with the Zach Bryan experience and stuff. So you are special, and I hope the dominoes continue to fall in your direction. Congratulations, and good for you. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir.
And we're going to be playing, Kevin, Lucas is going to be playing us off the stage on the program today, right?
Yeah, I'm going to play that clip from Lucas and Zach there in front of, how many people you figure were there at the arena that night?
Well, that was Toronto, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Lucas and Zach in Toronto, I mean, he had to sell that place out.
The Rogers Center?
19,000 people. I don't know if you guys got into this. I was away, but Lucas, I know we kind of said goodbye, but I want to know the rush of being in front of 20,000 people. What did that feel like? Can you describe it? Did you do this already, Lee?
Oh, yeah. It was insane.
I didn't ask him that specific question, no. Go ahead.
But when it happened, I was so much adrenaline was pumping through me. I didn't even realize there was that many people until I saw the videos of me on the huge jumbotron and all those 20,000 people. It was a sold out night, so there's 20,000.
That's pretty cool. And technology being what it is today, thank goodness we can actually look back, and you can look back and experience it over and over and over again. And that's what we're going to be doing, because we always play. Someone plays us off the stage here when we do this show, and it's always a local Niagara artist of some sort. And today it's going to be you on that show with Zach. So that's how we're going to be winding up the show today.
Yeah, and Lucas, as soon as you get a video for one of those 4 new songs on your EP, well, I guess 3 new ones in one, but put a video together and we'll feature that as well. But I know it's hard, right? It's hard when you're just on the come up.
Okay, cool.
And I concur with you totally. After being in show business for decades and decades, there really is nothing like the rush of getting the feedback from a live audience. It's a special feeling, and I hope you're able to enjoy that feeling for a long, long time. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Take care. Nice young man.
Yeah, wish him all the best.
Yeah.
Is that going to be one of those interviews we look back on in
we might look at,
now?
We knew him when.
Because honestly, it's so funny when it comes to musicians. You hear, Overnight Sensation. It's like, this is my 3rd album. I've been touring for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it really, it's a grind.
And being called sir is very respectful, but it also really makes me feel terribly old. This has been, and quickly, has gone by in a blink of an eye. Episode 2 of Season 6 of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. We are fueled by Gales Gas Bars, as always, longtime sponsor, even before we were a season. But now we're on into Season 6. Thank you to Gales for continuing to be our keynote sponsor here on the program. Sandra's Home Healthcare, setting the standard for home healthcare in Niagara. Verge Insurance Group, home, life, car, auto. What, did I say car and auto in the same sentence? I did, didn't I? Ace Alignment, thank you very much for your support as well on North Street in St. Catharines. For anything that ails your auto, by all means, that's a place to go. And Mac Outpost for everything Apple in St. Catharines. Mac Outpost is the place to go, and we thank all of our sponsors for their support, and you as well for your participation. You've put this show well over the top. I think the last show we did about 120,000 views or whatever. It's just, it's very humbling, and we appreciate your participation. And Nick at Niagara 411, as always, thank you for your collaboration, as well as Nick's mom. Thank you for watching. Kevin Jack of WeStream and partner Brandon Scram, thanks for making this thing as good as it can be. My name's Lee Sterry. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with episode 3 of Season 6. And we're going to take you now to Lucas Mason and the Zach Bryant impromptu concert at Rogers Center to play us off the stage. Y'all have a very safe and happy weekend coming up. All right? Cheers.
Was born